restoration of Israel.
Okay, well, the last half of the book of Isaiah, if you're thinking of Isaiah 40 to 55, the whole theme there is that the God of Israel will redeem the nations through a new exodus modeled on the old exodus of Israel from Egypt. There's going to be a new exodus in which God will save the nations. He will bring the nations out of death and sin and bring them into his kingdom. And he will do that through his suffering servant, the Messiah, Isaiah 53. And so that's God's heart for the nations. Comes through, like you were saying here, brother, God's heart for the nations comes through very strong in Isaiah. But it comes through Israel's suffering servant, the Messiah, Isaiah 53. And it's modeled on the exodus of Israel. So Israel's never forgotten. And if you tie Isaiah in with Zechariah, the last chapters of Zechariah, that's really focusing on Israel. And Israel looking upon him whom they've pierced, all nations coming against Jerusalem, the great battle of Armageddon, and Israel being saved out of that warfare at the end of history, turning to Jesus. And so what we sense, we don't, only God knows exactly when this mass turning to Jesus will be among the Jewish people, but it could be just before the second coming. It could be just very close to the second coming itself. Some even think that it could be at the very second coming of Jesus, when Jesus returns, that many Jewish people then will turn to him and be saved then. But then others think, well, then the Jews will be getting a special favor because they get to see him before they believe in him. So probably what we're looking at is, no, there will be a mass turning by the Jewish people to Israel just before the second coming. But it's going to be a build-up until then. There will be more and more Jewish people believing in him, like there is now, the Messianic Jewish movement. More and more Jewish people are embracing him and believing in him now. There's probably a couple 100,000, 300,000 Messianic Jews today, Jews that embrace Jesus, and the movement is growing. That will continue to grow. And when Israel reaches its crises, there will be enough Messianic Jews that the rest of the Jews will look upon them and say, hey, they're the people who have the answer. They begin to realize and accept that Jesus really was our Messiah. He is our Messiah. And more will turn to him. I think it all happens toward more and more as we move toward the end of the age into the second coming. It increases.
이사야서 후반부를 보면요, 하나님이 열방을 향해 갖고 있는 마음이 나타나고 있는데요. 고난을 받는 이스라엘의 구세주를 통하여 열방들이 하나님께로 돌아오게 되는 마음을 갖고 있고, 스가랴서 마지막 장에는 하나님이 이스라엘에 대한 구속을 논하고 있습니다. 그래서 이스라엘의 어떤 구세주의 고난을 통하여, 핍박을 통하여 이스라엘 사람들이 보게 되고 하나님께로 돌아오는 것. 근데 이것은 결국 예수님이 재림하시기 전에 어떤 다반수 이스라엘 사람들이 하나님께로 돌아오는 것을 뜻하지만 지금 이게 점진적으로 일어나고 있고요. 그리고 메시아닉 유대인들을 통하여 이들이 환난 때 이스라엘 사람들이 이들을 보고서 이들이 해답을 갖고 있다. 우리가 이들을 통하여 이들처럼 하나님께로 돌아와야 되겠다는 생각이 이제 들 것 같고, 결국은 이게 마지막 때에 그 많은 사람들의 이스라엘 사람들이 돌아오는 일이 일어날 것 같습니다.
Thank you, Jen. That was long. Does that help? Yeah.
도움이 되셨습니까?
Okay, well maybe that we'll call it a day. Thank you. Thank you, folks. Be in touch with us. Email me if you have any questions. You have my newsletter and email. You can email and ask questions or visit our website. Thank you, and God bless you for your love for Jesus and your love for Israel.
질문이 있으시면 저희한테 이메일을 보내주시고요. 주셔서 감사하고 이스라엘과 예수님을 사랑해 주셔서 감사합니다.
지금 이 시간에는 오늘 처음 오신 외국인 분이 계십니다.